I don't have 50 million to bet with you, but I do have 3 million to bet with you. So this is your offer. $3 million. You put 3, I put 3. Winner takes all.
I don't have 50 million to bet with you, but I do have 3 million to bet with you, so this is your offer. $3 million. You put 3, I put 3. Winner takes all. Jake Paul just got attacked by Andrew Tate after turning down a $3 million fight offer, and honestly it's hard to blame Tate for going in. Jake claimed the fight wasn't worth the hype and that he had better opportunities. Sure. Because picking fights with people way past their prime is definitely a strategy for greatness, right? This is the hard sport in the world and people dedicate their lives to this, and most of them never get a payday. It never pays off for the majority of fighters, who would you up. But do you think the king of controversy will hold back? Well, Tate called Jake out for being all talk and no action, accusing him of being too scared to lose. It's possible they're nothings, no nothings. Yes, we'll see. I'll escape this Matrix attack, and perhaps if he needs to be taught a lesson, I'll be the guy to teach him. Tate made it clear this wasn't just about cashing in, it's about proving who's the real alpha, and right now it looks like Jake's more about protecting that precious undefeated record than actually fighting someone who might give him a challenge. If you want to fight and you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living. Jake Paul and Andrew Tate, two walking controversies with boxing gloves, are tangled in a drama so juicy that it's a reality show waiting to happen. Jake, the problem child who somehow made a career out of punching people and credibility in the face, recently swerved a $3 million fight offer from Andrew Tate. Yes, you read that right, he turned down $3 million, and unsurprisingly the internet is now in flames. So why did Jake back out? According to him, the fight isn't big enough. He said there's no hype in claim he has better opportunities. Sound smart, right? When he fought somebody that was actually his age and was actually a boxer and was actually his size, he lost. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not trying to on the knot. To his critics, they think it's just another excuse. Jake's career is built on fights with older retired stars, big names sure, but none of them are in their prime. Tate is different. He's younger, skilled and unpredictable. He's the type of fighter who would turn every press conference into a mental game. That's a level of chaos Jake hasn't dealt with before. For maybe that's why he's staying far away. If you want to fight and you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living out of a goofy entitled __. Like you. Tate's fiery response has only added fuel to the fire. His challenge wasn't just about boxing, it was a statement. In his words, if you want to send a contract, send one to me. I'll take a break from living my retired life to kick the living hell out of you. It's a bold claim, and it resonates with fans who see Tate as someone willing to back up his words with action. His narrative of being the real alpha has captivated his massive following, but it's also put Jake in an uncomfortable spotlight. Andrew Tate did not take kindly to Jake Paul's rejection of his fight offer. In fact, Tate practically went off the rails, using Jake's refusal as a golden opportunity to drag him through the mud. According to Tate, this isn't about money, no, it's about proving who's the real man. Forget the cash, forget the contracts, this is about ego, reputation, and a little thing called manhood. Tate's disappointment was palpable. He suggested Jake's decision didn't reflect a lack of interest in the fight, but rather a deep-seated fear of actually losing. Why don't you lose to an old man who's retired? If you want to fight and you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living out of a goofy entitled head. And of course, Tate didn't just leave it there. No, he had to hit Jake with the ultimate all talk no action burn. He called Paul out for being a loudmouth, urging him to man up and settle their differences the old-fashioned way in the ring. As if that wasn't enough, Tate's not shy about offering to teach Jake a lesson in the process. And let's not forget, Tate says this is not just another fight for cash, this is about pride, this is about reputation. Tate's framing it like a gladiator duel where only one man can leave the arena with dignity. Guess which one's going to be dragged out by the ankle? The controversy has taken over social media, where fans are split into camps. Some are defending Jake's decision, arguing he's simply being strategic with his career. Others, however, are siding with Tate, accusing Jake of ducking a real challenge. The phrase ducking Tate is trending, and the debate shows no signs of cooling off. Making the money he says he's making, Showtime Boxing wouldn't have gone out of business, and Showtime would have made sure they kept paying him. The pattern of Jake's fight is undeniable. Jake picks opponents who boost his reputation without posing a real threat. He didn't stop there. Rogan went on to challenge Jake's decision to reject Andrew Tate's fight offer, saying Tate is unpredictable and younger, why avoid him? This is the test Jake needs if he wants real respect. At 37, Tate is not only younger than Jake's usual opponents but also comes with a kickboxing pedigree, boasting a 76-9 record. Unlike the past competitors Jake has faced, Tate isn't retired, rusty, or stepping into a sport he's unfamiliar with, while Jake's loyal fan base defends his business acumen and strategic approach. An increasing number of critics are questioning his legitimacy as a boxer. Social media is abuzz with heated debates, with phrases like Jake Circus and ducking Tate trending across platforms. But long story short, Andrew Tate has been blowing up on social media partially because of his often chilling views on women or money or even Star Wars. Meanwhile, Andrew Tate has been weaving his own narrative, framing this drama as part of a much larger battle known as the Top G. Tate is as polarizing as they come, with a persona built on unapologetic masculinity and disdain for societal norms. In a fire social media post, Tate said Jake Paul is part of the Matrix. He's a puppet who talks big but hides when the real challenge comes. But here's where the irony kicks in. For all of Tate's talk about rejecting the system, some critics argue that he's inadvertently feeding into Jake's hype machine. By making such a public spectacle of the rejection, Tate might give Jake exactly what he wants: attention. Jake thrives on controversy. The fuel keeps his brand burning. In rejecting Tate, Jake may have found a way to create buzz without even stepping into the ring. After all, the headlines aren't about Tate's kickboxing record but Jake's choice to walk away. Let's talk about what would happen if Jake Paul and Andrew Tate actually squared up in the ring, because this hypothetical fight has more at stake than just punches. It's a clash of egos, reputations, and quite possibly some fragile internet masculinity. I'm one of the lucky ones. I made a little bit of money. I don't have 50 million to bet with you, but I do have 3 million to bet with you. So this is your offer: $3 million. You put 3, I put 3. Winner takes all. I'm 5 years out the ring. I'm a kickboxer. Andrew Tate is no joke in the kickboxing world, with a record of 76 wins and only 9 losses. This guy has been in more fights than most of us have had bad haircuts. But Tate's experience is in kickboxing, the sport where you can throw hands and feet. Boxing, that's a different beast. No spinning kicks, no knees to the ribs, just fists. It's like asking a chef to bake a cake with no eggs. Sure, they've got skills, but it's not the same recipe. On the other side, we've got Jake Paul, the self-proclaimed boxer who's been laser-focused on boxing for years. Jake's been training, sparring, and knocking out opponents who haven't exactly been in their prime. So if these two step into a boxing ring, the question is, does Tate's raw fight experience translate, or does Jake's sport-specific focus give him the upper hand? Talk about Jake Paul. Like me and Jake Paul have had whatever. Jake Paul's a kid that's out doing his thing. He's trying to make some money, whatever his deal is. While it would be an absolute circus, what would it mean for boxing? On one hand, it could legitimize this whole celebrity boxing craze. 2 controversial figures, 2 massive fan bases. It's the kind of crossover appeal that traditional boxing rarely sees, which brings us to the bigger picture. What do fans really want for the traditionalists? It's not just about the fight, it's about honor, legacy, and respect for them. Jake Paul is a walking insult, a guy who turned boxing into a YouTube stunt show. They're screaming, "We where's the real competition?" But then there's the other side, the entertainment junkies. These fans don't care about WBC belts or pound-for-pound rankings. They want drama, trash talk, and knockout punches they can clip for TikTok. For them, Jake Paul is a genius, a guy who turned a niche sport into mainstream entertainment. It's like watching WWE but with real punches. Guy, there was a time we were talking about fighting each other, and I think if this arrest didn't happen it probably would have come to fruition. We'll see what happens in the future. So here we are with a boxing world that feels like it's at a crossroads. On one side you've got the purists demanding honor and legacy. On the other you've got a new wave of fans who are here for the drama and the chaos. And right in the middle, Jake Paul is trying to figure out if he can keep everyone happy or if it's time to risk it all against a guy like Tate. Finally, and honestly, that's the million-dollar question: is Jake Paul a strategic mastermind playing the long game to build his empire, or is he just scared, ducking fights that might shatter the carafe?